All right, we are live. Welcome to Beyond the Spread. I am Bryce. Um, Talking everything ball, talking everything sports. We got some stuff on the docket today. I mean, it's going on. Baseball season's beginning. We're at the end of March Madness. We got our Final Four. We're on the brink of NBA playoffs. Golf is kicking up. I mean, we have a lot of shit going on, but like this is at the end of basketball season when NBA ends. Don't get me wrong, I like golf. I'm okay with baseball. Like I'm not a fuck. I don't follow baseball as much as I used to anymore. So it's like it's really going into my seasonal depression. Like winter, it's like there's football on. So it's like I can't be depressed when there's football on, right? So it's like when it's just baseball when they're dog days of summer and we're out golfing and playing fucking spike ball and we're at the beach or on the lake or something like that. Those are my dog days. I know that doesn't sound like dog days, but like those are my seasonal depression moments when I'm gambling on, who's going to hit a home run today or are the White Sox any good? I'm my play this year for baseball, I'm going to try to do it consistently. I didn't do it the last day or two. Or I did it yesterday, I think. But I'm trying to fade the Rockies, hometown team. We're terrible. We're projected to lose at least 90 games, so there's a profit right there. And the Chicago White Sox. I parlayed them. Phillies beat the shit out of the Rockies. The White Sox beat the shit out of the Minnesota Twins. I mean, it was 9-0, and I'm like, what is this? What's going on? What are you guys doing over there, right? Is Minnesota that bad? I didn't think they were that bad. I haven't looked at the projected rankings on where each team's going to finish, but Minnesota Twins, middle of the pack in my mind. Now everyone has their dog days, but the Chicago White Sox early in the season, like they literally beat the shit out of them. It was 9-0 in like the 7th inning. Anyways, last time we talked, we were in the Sweet 16. We got down to our Elite 8, and then we're now in our Final Four. Not to brag, on the first round of Elite Sweet 16 games, went 7-1. And you know what I did the next day? If you listened and you watched and you heard my picks, I went 0 for 8 on the second day of Sweet 16 games. 0 for 8, 7-1, C in the board. We talked about it. Overs, unders, who's covering, who's not covering, who's going to get their shit pushed in, that kind of stuff. 0 for 8, second day. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Gave it all back and more. Just terrible. But it is what it is. Recap, it's kind of like Florida's really good. I mean, the Final Four are all number one seeds. The last time this happened was 2008. I mean, I couldn't name you. I think it was UCLA, Florida, someone else, and someone else. I don't even know who the other two were. But I mean, these four teams right here, they're the number one seeds for a reason. They made the run. They made the push through the tournament. They beat everyone in their path. This is sure, do we like Cinderella stories? Do we like seeing the underdog make a deep run? I love it. But when it gets down to these kinds of games, the Elite 8, the Final Four, I don't want to see them. Maybe like a 5 seed, like Arkansas. Arkansas would have been cool to see, in the Final Four. They were a 10 seed, but Calipari in the Final Four would have been really cool, especially in his first or second year at Arkansas. It's like for sure, like that'd be awesome. And when it comes down to the Final Four, it's like, all right, give me the big dogs. I want to see the best version of basketball possible. And I think we got it. We got Florida versus Auburn, Houston versus Duke, all one seeds, like I said. We'll talk about the games in a couple seconds. Two college sport news, or college basketball news. They're related to each other. The Maryland head coach, forgive me, I don't know his name off the top of my head. He had a messy exit out of Maryland. He is now the Villanova head coach. It was like last week when they were in the Sweet 16. They were like, "Are you going to be the head coach next year at Maryland?" The guy's like, he like stuttered and he was like, "Right now I'm coaching my guys." It's like, whoa, bro, what the fuck does that mean? Like, you're just coaching us right now? Like, you know where you're going next year. Don't play with us. Don't trick us. Messy exit, all that kind of stuff. Goes to Nova. Buzz Williams, who I'm a fan of, He's been bouncing around a couple teams every couple years or something like that, onto the next gig, onto the bigger and better thing. He goes to Maryland. I mean, he's got a bunch of dudes there. Buzz Williams is a hell of a coach, in my opinion. He sweats like crazy. Best dressed coach by far. Dude's got a 3-piece suit on every game. So I respect that. I respect that out of Buzz Williams. That's really my only college basketball news right there. So let's talk about the games. First game, Florida versus Auburn. Florida's -2.5. Over under 160.5. I think it's Florida. I've had Florida the entire tournament. I think they're going to keep pushing through. I think they're going to get the championship game. They've had a couple big tests the last couple games. Their point guard, forgive me for forgetting his name. Dude is a hooper. He went nuclear the last 3 minutes of that last game. I mean, he got the ball down court, dribbles it, about to pass it out, pass it. I'm stupid. About to pass it to the corner or like someone on the wing, dribbles it back out. Once he hits that 3-point line, he just turns around and shoots it, goes in. It's like, okay, he's not fucking around. Like he's about to take over. He's literally about to take over, and he did, and they ended up winning. I think Florida is, don't get me wrong, Auburn's got great size. They got great guards. Bruce Pearl, hell of a coach. I don't know this Florida coach's name. He's come out of nowhere. He's gonna bring this program back. So I'm still gonna ride with Florida. I'm gonna go the 2.5. The over really makes me nervous. 160 is a lot of points. I know they're gonna get out and run. This feels like a 70s kind of game, 75, 78 kind of game. I'm going to take the under. I think Final Four, big stage, defense, first half jitters, that kind of stuff. You get out into the front court, you set your offense up, and you go from there. Eventually, it will turn it like there'll be a track meet type vibe towards somewhere in this game. I like the under personally. It's a personal choice. I know it's a dumb bet because both these teams score fucking so many points, but I think what's going to get stressed into this next week or the last few days of preparation is what's going to be the key to success is defense, getting stops, getting rebounds, all that kind of stuff. You want to win a championship? Get a fucking stop. You want to win a championship? Go get a board. That kind of stuff. I like Florida minus the 2.5. I like the under 160.5. The under makes me a little nervous. And I think Auburn, Janai Broome, he's a little injured. He is a little injured. That elbow is not feeling too good. That wrist is not feeling too good. He's a dog, and you know he's going to play. He's not going to be 100%, but he's going to be out there playing. But one push of the elbow the wrong way, he tries to hook someone, hits it, it could be tingling down the arm, going back to the x-ray room. Florida goes on a run, that kind of thing. I like Florida. I do. I think they got it. I like Bruce Pearl, great coach, but I think Florida is on. I don't see anyone stopping them. I really don't. It could be Auburn, but I don't think so. Next game, Houston versus Duke. This is going to be an interesting one. Because Duke, no one's really stood the test with Duke. They haven't, like last game, they kind of had some trouble with Bama. But at the end, they started putting the ball pressure. They started getting up and down the floor a lot quicker. Bama wasn't ready for it. I said it before. Bama, they made 22 threes the other night against BYU. Or 24 threes. NCAA record. You knew it was coming. Like, you knew they were going to have that one hot game and then kind of fall off a cliff. That's just what it was. That's just what it is. So I wasn't – would I have liked to see Nate Oates and Bam in the Final Four? Sure. But I wasn't like, yay. Like, we all saw it coming. I think we all saw it coming. Just what it is. You got the hot hand, then you don't got the hot hand. So Duke, that was their biggest test so far, in my opinion, was Bama, and they kind of handled them towards the end of the game. They ended up going by, 20 at one point? Houston just controls everyone. That is what it is. This is fifth-year seniors versus, 3 All-American, one number 1 draft pick in the NBA, and grown-ass men on Houston. It's a tough one. I'm going to take Houston in the points. It's Duke minus 5.5 right now. I'm going to take Houston plus the 5. The over-under is 136.5. I know Houston controls the game, but you're going to have to either adapt with Duke or Duke's going to have to get hot. Like I think the over is an easy one, 136.5. I think Duke is going to be able to – I think Duke wins this game, but it's going to come down to a couple free throws. I think I'll be happy either way this game. I kind of want Florida more over Auburn. If I'm being honest, looking at it right now, I could care less who wins this entire thing. I really could. They all are very well deserving. I think they all have a very good chance of, winning for sure. And if like one beats the other, it's like, okay, like they just played better that night. Got you on the right night. That kind of shit. But Houston, John Cryer is a fucking dog. I mean, it's grown-ass men playing against Duke. I mean, a couple All-Americans and, John Shire's a hell of a coach. I'm very excited for these Final Four. Bigger stage. Can you go get the buckets? Can Cooper Flagg handle the pressure? All that kind of shit, which I'd be shocked if he couldn't. Dude's been a hooper since he came out of the womb at this point. It's crazy. That's college basketball right there. Next time we talk, we will have a champion. We got Final Four this weekend, championship game Monday. We'll do a little recap of the games on when this comes out next Wednesday, next episode next Wednesday. But yeah, I mean, the tournament's been amazing. It goes by like that. Those first couple days, you're just wall-to-wall college basketball, trying to lock in, play some bets. You look at the score. Oh, they're making a run. Oh, they're not making a run. It's over. All that kind of shit. So, very exciting. Then we go into, and I'm a Masters fan. I love the Masters. I think the Masters is great. I think it's fucking relaxing. I think it's just fun to watch because there's always going to be a dark horse somewhere in the Masters, and there's always going to be the favorites. Scottie Scheffler, I don't know. I think he's plus 350 right now to win the Masters. Last time I looked. Min Woo Lee got his first PGA Tour win. That's fucking huge. Let him cook. All right, let's do, you know what? I know I'm a week late. I'm a week late on this. Stephen A. versus LeBron James. Stephen A. versus LeBron James. This shit happened the day after I recorded or some shit like that. I don't remember, but it was beef for 48 hours. Stephen A. messed up twice, had to make a public apology twice. At that point, shit happened, and then he has to go and apologize for a couple things. He's already lost. You got to do the one apology. It's like, okay, like, you lost. Like, this beef is kind of over. Braun won. You got to go back and make a second apology on another thing you said. You're over. It's over. It's unfactual. The funniest part, shout out LeBron for going on Pat McAfee. The funny thing is like First Take airs before Pat McAfee. Excuse me. I know Braun was recorded and like they did it a day before, then taped it over like the Pat McAfee show. But it's just funny. The First Take stuff. Kendrick Perkins was on there trying to defend Stephen A. Braun blocked my number. I blocked his number. LeBron's not reaching out to you, Kendrick Perkins. It is what it is, brother. But the funniest part, and I mean, I watched most of the interview. I went back and watched it. I was working, but I ended up watching a lot of it. It was really cool. I mean, some guy was like, Bron, you shouldn't be cursing. LeBron, you shouldn't be cursing. It's not a good image, or you're not setting the right example. Man, what rock are you living under? What rock are you living under? Because you hear that guy cuss on TV. You can read his lips in the middle of a game. He says that stuff all the time. He wasn't like every other word he was cursing, but like, yeah, he let some fly for sure. He's just chatting ball with the boys. I thought that was hilarious. But the funniest thing. 6'8" LeBron James. this kind of whole beef started a few weeks ago with Braun confronting Stephen A about saying something about him being a bad dad or like his son shouldn't be in the court, something like that. The funniest thing is when Stephen A says, if he would have put his hands on me, I would have swung on him. Man, you're crazy. You're crazy. 6'8" LeBron James, the dude that's built like a left tackle essentially, but lean and mean. You're going to swing on him? You're going to swing on him? That's crazy. That is absolutely the craziest thing you could have said this entire time. This entire beef. You could have criticized him in the way he plays. You say he's number 2 all time behind Jordan because of all these things. I'm a LeBron stan. I've said that before, but I do fluctuate back and forth. Like LeBron is 1 or 2, and then Jordan's 2 or Jordan's 1. I go back and forth. I lean towards Braun 1, 60-40 most of the time. But to say you would have swung on LeBron, that is crazy. That is absolutely the craziest thing you could have said. And then LeBron, after the game that he hits a game winner on against, was it the T-Wolves or the Pacers? He saw the clip and just posted he posted Stephen A fighting and then a video after that where like it was from some movie where he was someone was just laughing at it. It was hilarious. The entire interaction was just hilarious. I would imagine Stephen A is going to he had apologized twice. I think he's kind of lost. I've never been the biggest Stephen A fan. I think he makes this big scene and he does shit for takes and for clicks, which, rightfully so. You get the clicks. You're probably the number 1 sports show. So I don't know. I get it. You do your hot takes. Oh, I would have swung on him. Oh, maybe he would have, but it would have been a terrible disaster. He would probably be in the hospital still, but it is hilarious. I found it incredibly amusing. It is just funny as fuck. Let's talk some football. Some football news. They released a bunch of bullshit rules. First of all, camera-based technology for NFL chain gang. So they're going to do camera-based technology to spot the ball, all these kinds of things, first down, yardage, all that kind of stuff, which was basically just the Bills pushing the league to do this because they would have got the first down when Josh Allen extended it against the Chiefs. So this is another Bills rule, overtime rule, all that kind of stuff, coin flip rule. So that's kind of what this is. I like the chain gang. I'm a fan of the chain gang. It just feels right. It's not nostalgia. It's going to be nostalgia soon, but it's like it just feels right. Like I like seeing guys on the chains. I like seeing them holding it, flipping the marker, all that kind of shit. I love it. I absolutely love it. Just feels right about football. I like that they're doing the technology stuff, but they are going to keep chain gangs on the field as like a secondary marker, but it's the death of the chain gang as we know it. Next thing you know, we're going to have like drones or something like going up and down the field, like marking and putting like a literal laser across the field. That's probably what the next thing's going to be. Probably. I mean, that seems right? First down, click a button. Someone's controlling each side or they're synced up one of the ways, 1-1 across each field. First down, ball marker, all that kind of shit. Football is going to have a chip in it soon. The football will have a chip in it soon. This one sucks. I know it's mainly to incentivize scoring. It's to incentivize kick returns. A touchback brings the ball to the 35-yard line now. Dude, back in my day, it was the 20-yard line. This is getting outrageous. I was okay with the 25. The 30 is outrageous. The 35 is outrageous. You're a first down away from halfway across the field. Now, if this is incentivizing to be more pro kickoffs and kick returns, I'm for it. I'm totally for it because people want to see a kick return. People want to see people get hit in like the first, kickoff or when someone scores. I don't want to the because kickoffs will eventually be obsolete the way that this is going. So hopefully this incentivizes kickers and special teams coordinators to actually put the ball into play when there's a kickoff. That's what I hope, because 35-yard line is outrageous. A first down, you're halfway across the field, and you're in Justin Tucker or Aubrey range, the Cowboys kicker. Like, that is crazy. That is crazy. So hopefully that incentivizes kickoffs. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. If not, then I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Tush push ban has actually become a real thing. The NFL owners and head coaches are having their meetings this entire week. Head coach picture got taken. But the tush push is actually getting momentum to get banned. It's crazy. I forgot who said it, but they were like, yeah, or it was Goodell. It was fucking Roger Goodell. He was like, yeah, there's a lot of injuries that are going to happen if this doesn't get banned. No, it's been going on for 2 or 3 years now. Maybe even longer. No one's got hurt. You just got to be better. You got to be quicker than the offensive line. It sucks if you can't do it. The Eagles are masters at it. They have perfected it. So you're basically just saying, hey, Eagles, you can't do this anymore. Okay, we'll just slide to the left and do a halfback dive. I don't know. I think the tush push is great. I think if you can do it, if you can't stop it, beat it. And if you can't beat it, you're fucked. Apparently like 16 teams or 16 owners have like approved, like, yeah, we want the tush push ban. Probably all the NFC teams because they're tired of the Eagles doing it to them. Micah Parsons got offered the largest non-quarterback contract in NFL history. We don't know what the number is, but let's guess. I mean, a defensive end getting paid higher than Jamar Chase, higher than Myles Garrett, all this kind of stuff. I'm going to guess 60 guaranteed. I mean, I don't even know. Max Crosby's was like 9, maybe, I don't even know, 100 guaranteed on like a five-year deal maybe. I mean, he's 25, 26. But shout out Micah Parsons. I mean, the Cowboys are going to go nowhere. There was a video that resurfaced or just got leaked or whatever. It was Dak Prescott working out. He looks thin. He looks good. But it's like, I don't trust Dak in the playoffs. I don't trust Dak late down the stretch. They need to play with a lead, and even then, sometimes it's not even worth it. So, shout out Micah Parsons, getting paid. Get paid, dude. I don't think you'll ever get a ring in Dallas, and I don't know who's going to touch that contract anytime soon. If you do want to get traded, so good luck. I mean, get paid. And the last football news is it looks like Aaron Rodgers is probably going to go to the Steelers. Video surfaced that he was throwing balls at DK Metcalf because DK just signed with the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers probably just working out with him like, hey, what do you think about this? Talking ball, all this kind of stuff. It's just a matter of how much money Rodgers wants and if the Steelers are willing to give him that much. I don't think he's going to sign anywhere past like a 3-year deal maybe. I think he's going to get maybe a 1 or 2 year deal. $20 million guaranteed. At this point, it's like, Rodgers, you don't need all the money in the world. You got all the money in the world. You got paid handsomely 3 or 4 times. So it's like, come on. Just I'd be okay if you went to the Steelers. I'm not going to draft in my fantasy league again, but I'd like to see him in a Steelers uniform. Black and gold on him, that kind of stuff. It'd be cool. It'd be good for the city too. And the rumor was if Aaron Rodgers doesn't go to the Steelers, Kirk Cousins is probably the next target for the Steelers. I saw a report that he visited Cleveland. Kirk Cousins visited Cleveland. Fans spotted him at Chipotle, something like that. And, yeah. But now it's like Kirk Cousins might go to the Steelers if Rodgers doesn't sign with the Steelers. Steelers got weapons. They're always going to have a good defense. Can you score more than 30 points consistently is really what it boils down to. Can you play in the cold weather games? Can you handle the Steelers? Can you handle the terrible towels? That kind of stuff. We talked Stephen A. LeBron. Last couple things, baseball bats. What's up with the baseball bats? I don't understand this. I guess some nerd that works for the Yankees, he moved like the logo on the bat to the center of the bat, and it has more pop in the bat, so the ball goes further when you hit home runs. Aaron Judge, it was the other day at the Yankees game, back to back to back home runs on first pitches, and all these people use the same bats. And now obviously a lot of teams use these bats, but um, there was a bet in DraftKings that it was like, I forgot what they're called. They're basically fungo bats essentially at this point. The way they treat them, because these guys are all, 6'5" and have incredible hips and hands, and they just hit fucking nukes out of the yard. But it was a bet in DraftKings where it's like, oh, this person's using the bat. Do you want to think he'll hit a home run? And it was like a list of like 10 of them. It was awesome. And then Liv is kind of copying the PGA Tour, doing a Creator Classic scramble format, 2v2 kind of matches. I think that's going to be really interesting because they're going to be matched up with a Liv, or is it Liv player with a Creator? Or I think that's what it is. Yeah. It's a Creator with a Liv Tour player. So that'll be interesting. I don't know where to watch Liv. I think it's on PBS or something like that. But good for them. That seems really cool. Because the Creator Classic, I'm a fan of the PGA. That's fun to watch. When Fat Perez drained that 50-footer from down the hill on 17th, it was amazing. Grant Horvat won. So yeah, that's really about it. That's all I got for the news. We'll talk Augusta within the next week or two. Houston, Duke. Houston plus the 5.5. Over 136.5. Florida minus the 2.5. And I love the over on that one. 160 or the under, excuse me. Under 160.5. These games are going to be frisky. Happy Final Four. Happy whatever you got to do this week. Get to the Final Four. Get to somewhere you can watch ball. And have a fucking day. Have a day. Like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you got to do. Till next week.